Hi guys, welcome to this unboxing and full review of this Accfly dual dashcam 1080p front and 720p inside cabin car dash camera with 1.5-inch LCD display. It's dashboard cam with 4 infrared LEDs, motion detection, parking mode, loop recording, and of course also suitable for Uber taxi, these things, because it also monitors the inside. And it's currently listed on Amazon for a really low price, so it's an interesting thing. So it's not the camera with the highest specs, but it's a really interesting camera because it covers almost 360 degrees of your car. That's really important if you want to be safe. It has this suction cup here as well. This is also something what I like. So for me it looks like this is a really nice offer for people who don't want to spend a lot of money for dash cam but want to still have covered almost everything. So let's open the box and see what we get. There's not much description on the box. Everything kept pretty simple, and that's what we get. So I'm going to show you everything what we get inside. Nicely protected, nicely wrapped, everything. First here's the camera itself. Pretty lightweight. That's good when we need the thing safe on the windshield. So we don't want to have too much weight there, otherwise it will drop too early. So that's really what I like. So here you can see everything unwrapped. The camera again, protected lens. Here we see the display and storage card which you can add. Other camera. So you can see it's full of features here. Here the buttons, nice thing here, and that's the data cable, I guess, and that's the power cable, really long one. Nice thing. So it comes with this 12-volt car power adapter, and here we get the manual. By the way, the cable is also a mini USB cable, standard mini USB cable. That's good. So if you need something else, like you want to buy a standard USB-A cable instead of this 12-volt cable, you can do that, and just make sure you get the mini USB adapter on this side. I have same thing already in my car as well. So here's the manual. I'm going to show you that pretty quickly so you can make a better buy decision, or if you bought used or you just lost the instructions, this can really help. So here we have first 2 pages, then next 2 pages. That's not a lot, and in the back we have the description of the whole unit, and that's the last 2 pages. That's already this thing here. So I'm going to read everything here and then install it pretty quickly here inside so I can show you the functionality, and then I'll go outside, put it in my car and make some footage so you'll know how good the footage will be. I think we are more or less ready for the first use. Of course, we have to remove all the stickers here, also from the lens, to make sure we have the best video and photo footage. So the screen protector is a little bit tough to remove. It didn't come off with this thing here, so you have to scratch a little bit from the side and then remove this thing. Otherwise you would think it's scratched. Now you can see it's totally scratch free, just has a little bit of glue residue here, but apart from that it's everything good. So what we have to do, of course, we have to insert micro SD card. Make sure that you have something ready. Here I have 32 gigabytes. This is not in the package. You have to make sure that you buy this separate. So let's see which side it comes from. Looks like the pins go towards the side of the display. So let's try to enter. Yeah, that's easy to insert and also remove, not a big deal. So you, instead of connecting this camera to your PC to get footage, you can also take out the SD card or micro SD card. Yeah, the buttons here are, hope you can see that, that's the power OK, up, menu and down, but you have the same thing here. So when you watch the screen here, you don't have to watch here, you can see where the buttons are. So I have 12 volt power here. I'm just plugging this thing in, so let's see what happens. Yeah, this is like similar as you are in the car, but it says no formatted SD card, please format. Yeah, okay, let's do that here. Yeah, probably the screen is a little bit difficult to see from your side, but the most important thing, the really most important thing is that you set the correct date and time, so in case something happens you have this on the footage. So you can go to the menu then, and you can see there are two menus. So when you first press, there is one kind of menu, and when you press again, there's this second type of menu, like the normal settings. So first here we have the resolution. You can see at 1080p. That's definitely the thing we want to have here. Loop recording, yes, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm selecting 5 minutes here. Then high dynamic range, yeah, always a good thing to select. I always go with this option here. Exposure correction, I think not needed. Motion detection, yeah, I'm not doing that. Sometimes it's causing strange things, but maybe you can do that. It's basically just running or recording when the camera detects some movement on the camera. So that's audio recording. Yeah, we can choose that. Yeah, it's already on. That's good. And then date stamp. Yeah, we want to have this on. That's good. G sensor. Yeah, that's something, based on my experience, I wouldn't recommend to use the G sensor. G sensor can cause also some problems when you have like a rough road, and then the G sensor is going to mark like video files as like almost like a collision, and then it cannot overwrite these files, and the storage card gets fuller and fuller and fuller, and at the end, and maybe after a week or so, the storage card is completely full, locked with these G sensor marked files, and cannot record. And if something happens, then yeah, you are out of luck. So I'll leave it on off here. You have different sensitivities here, but for me off is a perfect value. Parking monitor, of course I want to use that. Press OK. Yeah, that's already it here. Let's go to the second menu, screensaver. Yeah, actually no need to use that. We get enough power from the car. Auto power off. Yeah, I'll have to find out if we really need that. I'll leave it on off. Yeah, then we have the monitor frequency, 50 or 60 hertz. You have to find out what's better for you. Beep sound, yeah, I want to get rid of that, of course. Language, English is good. And here, that's the most important thing here, date, time. Hope you can see everything nicely. 2020, okay. It's September. I think 17. Yeah, that should be about the correct time. So click on menu, let's get out here, and then format. We already had this. Restore settings, version. If you are interested into that, you can see the version here. LED light. Yeah, if you want to have that for the inside, I guess here we have 4 LEDs. Yeah, for me, I think, yeah, that's probably not needed. Maybe could do also some reflection inside, so you will see the inside perfectly, but maybe not the outside so good. So for me, I'll go with the off here, and that's about it. I think we are here more or less ready to go. So regarding menus and functions and everything, there's no big surprise. Everything there what we need, nothing too difficult. Nothing where you need to read the instructions for half an hour or so. Pretty straightforward, these things. So I would say that works pretty good. So let's say how it behaves in the car. So the second part of this Accfly dual dash cam, I'm going to screen record from my PC where I have all the files from the camera. So here it is, and yeah, it's a flat file here. I mean, it's not the original thing from the micro SD card. I've copied that from a file, but it looks exactly the same. So everything is in one folder and it looks everything the same. There's just one difference. So normal videos, they have VID, and there are also SOS files. This is like parking detection. So if the battery hasn't been on power and it had to record, it produces an SOS file. You can see they are usually 30 seconds long, so usually plenty of time to record everything. What's noticeable here, they have all the files, or most of the files have same size. I mean, they are between 320 megabytes and about 560 megabytes, no matter how long they are. You can see one here, 560 half a minute, and 320 to half a minute, no matter what it is. But usually, I mean, it's depending on the size which you specified or the length which you specified, and in my case it was 5 minutes, so it recorded really this 5 minutes here. So of course the question is then if it has been recording everything, or there's a problem or a gap in between these recordings, and we can check this footage here. I can show you that. So here we have something, and you can see at the end it stops around yeah, I'll go a little bit further here. So you can see we have 18:15:58. So let's go to the next footage here from the front, and you can see where it starts. It starts at 59, 18:15:59. So there is not even 1 second missing in between, and that's something which is really important. I mean, if you have a device which is too slow, not capable to manage these things, you would have a gap. So here there's absolutely no gap. This is super important. So what's of course also important is about the size. So we have these usually 5-minute files. So especially if you make a longer trip, 5 minutes files, and it's around 500 megabytes. So that means if you have like a 32 gigabytes micro SD card inserted, you can record a little bit more than 5 hours. So if you need, I mean, if you're making longer trips, then I would recommend to buy 64 gigabytes storage cards. So everything is recorded from a full day and you are not missing anything. So that's really important, and I can highly recommend to do that. So here's a sample of the footage to the front. I wanted to show you that. I mean, everything is without sound here. I've been checking the sound or the audio, and it has been really good, nice, clear. Everything is really clearly understandable, but of course I didn't want to show you what I was talking with my wife. So it's without sound, but you will have nice sound, so don't be worried about that. So I'm going to play you that here. So here you can see how this is, highest settings 1080p, and you can see everything nice and clear. Of course, there's no like deep color or so. There's not ultra high dynamic range, but you can see everything. Watch these things here. Also the signs, other signs on the back. I mean, of course, dynamic range is a little bit limited, and this is the worst case. I mean, we have to be aware of that it's really worst case here. We are directly driving into the sun. It's maybe 1 hour before sunset, and the sun was somewhere here. So this is really the worst which you can have. I wanted to show you that if you're worried that it won't be able to record directly into the sun, no, that's no problem. I mean, of course, you you won't have any footage which you can send to friends, really nice looking, but it's everything nice and clear visible. So this was the worst case, and it's still no problem. You can read and see everything here. So I have put this thing here into pause, and so you can see that. So when we go close to signs, you can read really everything. You can read phone numbers. There's absolutely no problem, like number of the homes and all the signs, everything. And this was worst case, directly into the sun. Maybe I can go even a little bit closer here. So definitely really good quality here. I mean, it's highly processed, it has some artifacts, yeah, no problem, but these are things which you're not going to send to friends or family usually. The most important thing is that you can see everything nice and clear and sharp, and this is definitely the case here. Yeah, that's the footage from inside. Also no problem, you can see everything. So you see that it's also pretty wide field of view, so you can see all the windows from the right side to almost left side. This is what we want to see. Of course, with 720p it's a little bit limited, but in case of an accident you would be able to see everything, like what happened in the back or in the side of your car. So here we are in about 90 degrees angle from the sun. You can see sun is coming from the side. So this is about, I would say, a pretty good or easy situation. And we can see the blue sky. We can see all the colors. Here I think there is a little bit of cloud, but it is a little bit struggling. You can see sometimes with the brightness. Maybe we could reduce the brightness from time to time a little bit. I mean, yeah, what we have to say, I mean, especially the footage, it's not a Rolls-Royce, it's more like the Toyota or the Volkswagen, but we have to also consider the price. So I would say it is definitely something which we can use and we can see everything, so no problem with that. And it's a smooth footage, so I haven't seen any interruptions or so. And here we have it from the other side, sun from the left side at a 90 degrees angle. And I would say about same things. On the right side we have nice blue sky, but on the left side we don't have it. There's some interference from the sun. Yeah, here I have also some nighttime footage out of the car. I mean, that's the inside, of course. It's difficult to see anything inside, but we would have the possibility to turn on the infrared, but I haven't chosen to do that because I prefer to see nicely the outside, but the outside is clearly visible, so good so far. Yeah, and here we have the front of the car during the night. You can see this really nice car here in the front. Yeah, it's crazy what's here on the road. Probably not possible in any other country. So let's move a little bit on here onto the road, and you can see everything is still nice and clear visible. So in case something happens which we don't want to happen, but in case it does, we would have everything nicely caught on this camera. I mean, it's a little bit more difficult to read signs, but still you can see a lot, and especially traffic, cars and everything nicely visible here. So definitely no problem and very useful. So from my side, I'm pretty much done with this review. So as a resume, I would say we have everything what we get, actually what we can expect from a camera dash cam in 2020. What we really want to do, what we really want to have is an almost 360 degrees angle, and we are pretty close here, so not much missing definitely. I mean, of course there are some options with higher price cameras like Wi-Fi or so, which we don't have here, but the footage is nicely accessible through the micro SD card, and we can reach like a full day coverage with a 64 gigabytes card. That's also good to know. It has been recording all the time when we need it. We had also the parking monitor, it was reacting, so looks like there's enough battery to record a couple of these 30-second clips, and yeah, so it is definitely enough. And I mean, of course I wouldn't pay $200 for this camera, but if you can get it a little bit cheaper, let's say maybe below $100, you're good to go. What I like, it's a really lightweight camera and has this suction cup which is really good. It's strong. I didn't have the impression that it could fall down anytime soon, so I think it's pretty safe. The cable is long enough. I've tested this, absolutely no problem. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that, so I think it was a good buy. So, and I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description, so you can check it out, order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.